really quick, while I have you. Philo, have you heard about it? Oh, it's the best. They're giving you 25% off 2 months of Hallmark, Lifetime, Up, GAC, the sorts. The movies we're talking about? Philo. 25% off. Philo.tv/DTH. Don't don't let this pass you by. Philo.tv/DTH. Here's the episode.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
Hey, it's Panda, and I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies.
And I'm Tyler Hynes, who's staring at three really gorgeous guys who feel different ways about Hallmark movies.
And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
It's time, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Boy.
Boy, oh
I
boy.
mean, if I had a nickel for every time Tyler's called me gorgeous, I'll tell you what,
We'd be rich.
rich.
Oh my
I
god.
just call him how I see him, boys. I just call him how I see him. Do we have comments up on the side of the screen? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, that's our double deckers who are watching live. If you're a member of the old Bramble Jam Plus,
That's right, you weirdos. So if you're Tyler can see the comments, so don't be weird.
Don't get weird on him.
Don't be weird.
Don't make him
I
uncomfortable.
can't see their names though. This is the thing. So you guys can really say anything.
Okay,
and you
well
won't
then
be held
get as
accountable.
weird as you want.
One of the comments
There you
says,
go.
"Hey, it's tall guy barista."
That's right.
The role
This will be on my resume.
Tall guy barista. There he is.
Tyler, people have been messaging us left and right. Is Tyler going to join you guys before Unexpected Christmas? And
Yeah.
yeah, you are, because here we are right now. And I got to tell you, buddy, it's been a bit. You and I talked before Roadhouse, and we did this thing where you said you were going to give away a shirt or something to whoever emailed me the meanest email. Do you remember this?
I do.
Yeah.
I did somebody? I thought somebody did something, didn't they?
I got a lot of mean emails.
Came pouring on him.
They came pouring on in. In fact, there was one person, I don't remember who this person was. They said, "Hey, Bran, appreciate your interviews with Tyler, but please stop doing them without Dan. Dan really elevates the interviews." And
Wow.
I've been meaning to tell you this. So this gave me the opportunity. Please don't enter me into the contest. So,
Oh my gosh,
I think
that was just
that was
me.
Dan. I think that was Dan who wrote that.
it was me.
it was a burner account. But I picked my favorite, and I wanted to read my favorite right here
That's fantastic.
for
You
you.
didn't tell me that, man.
Amazing. I
This
love
is from somebody named Mel. And Mel
Mel, go for
started off her email with, "You, sir, are an idiot.
Strong.
You
Strong
are the
opener.
worst excuse for a Zach Galifianakis stand-in wannabe.
Wow,
Hey,
let's
come on
go.
now. Hey.
Panda and Dan are beautiful exhibits of Greek gods mixed with smart wit and charming personalities,
Yep.
and you are only there because they felt sorry for you.
Wow.
Also true.
Wow.
I
This is
wish
good.
you the worst holiday season ever. May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits. May your beard be overcome by lice. And may a platypus have diarrhea in your car. With much disdain, Mel."
Good gracious.
Sweet
Mel,
Wow.
you knocked it out of the park, Mel.
That is mean. Yes.
So, Mel,
Well, I think
I
the
guess you
lice-
get some.
I think the lights is pretty much in this motel that I'm in, so I think you're okay.
I was about to say, you're scratching your beard a lot, Tyler. It's starting to bother me a bit.
Yeah.
So,
Something in the air in this motel. It's doing things. It's doing things.
Oh,
Things,
man.
things are going great for you, aren't they,
That's
buddy?
I'm starting to take small roles in movies where I serve drinks, and this is where I am now.
you told us this before we started. Andrew Walker put you up there, correct? He said, "I'm going to
Yeah.
treat you right, cuz, and I'm
Yeah,
going to
he
put you
told
up
me
there."
he'd take care of all my accommodations, and here I am.
That's right.
It smells like
Yep.
cigarettes and sadness.
That's right. Fair enough.
Someone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tyler, you got a movie coming out this week. When's that come out? Is it
Hold on,
Friday.
hold on, hold on.
Friday
We-
night?
We can't just breeze past Mel's comment. Who is Mel? Who is this?
We have no idea.
Who is this poet of the email?
I don't know.
He's
Mel is
incredible.
a fan of Tyler Hynes and wanted she says an email so I can win Tyler's jacket. So I mean,
I think she may have won, and allow me to respectfully disagree with those comments. I adore
Well,
Brand,
yeah,
just so
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, Mel.
you're
Just so
very
you know.
kind, Ty.
I mean, the Greek god things.
that's- I
accurate.
wanna- yeah,
That's
But
also
the
that's also
Swedish-
accurate. Yes.
yeah,
I wasn't
of
saying that
course.
was wrong. I was just saying the other parts, specifically the Zach Galifianakis depiction.
Yeah, that's right. Zach
You are-
Galifianakis wishes.
That's right.
That he could
You're a
be-
rich person's Zach Galifianakis, not a.
That's
I
exactly
woke
yeah.
up with a strange tattoo, if you can believe it.
What did it look like?
No, I'm not sure how I got it. Thanks for asking.
Oh,
No,
wait, what do you mean you got it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't have a dollar to my name, not one in my pocket. But
Wow.
what's weird is it kind of looks just like you.
Like Panda?
Yeah, mixed with Zach
Oh,
Galifianakis.
yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. Tyler, let's talk about really quickly an unexpected Christmas. Boy, buddy, you got one coming out.
Yeah,
and
you do.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man. I think this is going to be one to beat. I would not be even a little bit surprised for this to be the one of the season. For this to be the ratings winner. I think you got something here. Are you excited about this one? I'm sure you've seen people's comments online about how excited they are for this, the teaming up of Tyler Hynes with Bethany Joy Lenz, a Christmas movie day after Thanksgiving. This is a big deal.
This is the big show.
It's the big show,
This
pal.
is it.
Well, you guys are doing something that I never do, which is you're setting the bar quite high. I like to lower that bar nice and close to the ground so that I can gracefully walk over it. So let's undo that introduction for how good this movie is going to be. We'll find out. You'll see how good it is. I mean, it's
Are you proud
it'll
of
be
it,
what
Tyler?
it's going to be. Yes, it'll be. It's a nice movie. It's a very good movie. I think you guys may enjoy it, but I'll leave the judgments to you guys, to the professionals.
Well, Tyler, I always say this when you do your interviews with us or with Brand, you always do set the you try to you paint an actual picture of the movie and you try to keep the bar here. But I can tell sometimes in your nuance, like if we went back and played like your like talking about It Was Always You, and then we played your talking about like Roadhouse Romance. Like I feel like I'm not here to tell you Roadhouse Romance is a bad movie. I'm saying It Was Always You is a special movie. Like it's a special movie. And people still talk about it. We have double deckers in this group watching now that watch that movie weekly still.
Yep.
Like they love the movie. And so I think even in your trying to be self-deprecating, I think you have this ability where we could go back and play it, and I bet we could figure out which movie that you actually are most proud of if we tried.
Well, yes. Well, I can't help but hide the way I feel, or not hide the way I feel when you are an astute student, so you're paying attention. But yeah, no, I think the movie will. What are you doing? Like, you don't walk into a room and tell everybody how great you are. You just let it do its thing, and if it sucks, you go, "Hey, good." And so I'll stay in that place.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got Bethany Joy Lenz, who, for my money, I think does this better than anyone, any female leading lady. She gets it. Like I just feel like she gets exactly what the job is, and she makes her characters different, and she does a great job.
Yes, yeah, you would be correct in thinking that, and I would certainly say, I'll give you a specific example. There was a day where we walked into a street and we were doing a scene that could have been a whatever thing, and she started to take off her shoe and then put her shoe back on. As soon as she did that, some other folks around might have been confused, and I was very, very happy to see that she was doing that. She does things to bring these things alive, and it's very much appreciated, and it's something that a professional cares about what they're doing, and I would certainly put her in that category. And to speak about this movie fondly would be also to speak about a handsome tower of a man named Paul Campbell, who wrote a really, really good script. This gentleman is a very talented writer, and he deserves all the credit in the world for this movie. Anything that you guys appreciated, I think it all goes to Joy, of course. Paul absolutely did an incredible job and maintained his creative voice and integrity throughout the rewriting process as we go into production on these things. That's a whole process and a skill set in itself, and he navigated that incredibly well. And then Matt Brady, who's a new producer for Hallmark. He's not a new producer. He's produced many things, but this is his first Hallmark movie, and he put his heart and soul into it too. He was he's still fighting the good fight for this movie. Let's just say that it's coming out
Wow,
next week.
still.
And it's it was apparently done, but there are some things to be fixed, and he was kind enough to oblige, and he's still fighting. And so these are the three people who deserve your applause if the movie sucks. And if the movie's good, but if it sucks, they also deserve your ridicule. So I'll hand it.
That's right. Fair enough. Got it. I got it.
I just took my shoes off, so thought that was
We're
pretty
there.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I mean,
there.
I just-
Yeah,
I'll join
I'm
you.
just trying to
It's the
fit
little
in.
things. It's the little
It's
things
the little things
podcasters do.
People
like
don't
you.
get that.
Let's-
People think
let's
that
play- let's
podcasting's
play a
all about
game.
the voice.
I will say this.
Every few minutes we have to take off an article and see where we get to about
Wow.
podcast. Dan, go
strip of
ahead.
Hallmark.
Panda,
That's interesting.
you go ahead. My jacket's
Yeah.
off, so your move.
Here's the thing. If this movie does big ratings, if it becomes the number one rated movie of the holiday season for Hallmark, then it will knock off Andrew Walker's movie, which is currently
Yeah.
number one. Is there
You guys got
any,
a bet going?
any sort of infighting, wager there on the table?
I was with him last night. We had a really nice dinner. Me, him, and Cassandra, which is super nice. It's been a while since it's
cool.
just been the
That's
three
so
of us
cool,
in a
man.
room. I don't know if that was sarcastic.
Would have been nice. It would have been nice. It would have been nice to just
if you got
get an
the
invite.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get
Well,
it.
how would
Nothing.
that work? Should
Crickets.
I just FaceTime you and put you in front of a plate? And
Yes.
That would have been
Because we know
wonderful, yeah.
Cass. We've talked
yeah,
to Cass
we love
before.
Cash.
Yeah,
She's
come on.
great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you talked to Cass? Oh, just talking to Andrew.
Andrew
on the
will
show
sometimes
before?
be in the
No.
car. Andrew will be in the car and he'll be
Yeah.
FaceTiming us and he'll just put her on screen and she'll answer.
And
I'm serious.
I've
she'll
been
answer
trying to
some
push a
questions.
Yeah.
cotton candy juice for a long time. Cass is pushing
Yeah.
back against it, and so we're not seeing eye to eye right now, personally. But
Creative differences, but
that's
I think you
right.
might
Yeah,
have
yeah.
one here. I think you should push this through, Brad. I think you're onto something.
There it is.
Yeah.
There you have it.
But yeah, no, Andrew wins. Doesn't he always win
Wow.
with that job?
I mean,
come on.
come
Man,
on.
he's beautiful.
Chiseled that guy.
Also, what we talked about last night is I never understand the qualifiers involved in these ratings. It's like it's the number one movie when the sun was 3/4 past
Yeah.
the moon, and it was a Thursday night when SportsCenter was canceled.
Yeah.
It's like the amount of adjectives and things that go into there when you actually figure out what it is the numbers are. I never know if they're telling me if it's good or bad. So
Number one in the demo. It's kind of like when
Yeah.
we had the pre-sales for our book and we were an Amazon bestseller.
yeah,
What does that
Right.
mean, Tyler?
I don't know.
What does that mean? You tell me.
It literally, we were best selling in like a Christmas category, and I think in a TV review category. Like we were,
Yeah.
it's like we've
But
been.
there's there's
Yeah.
such a
Yes,
extreme
six people bought our
niche
book.
to
This
go.
podcast has a top number one on the TV review podcast charts in the
Yeah.
United States, but
Yeah.
that category isn't, as big as some others. So we could say it though. We can say, hey, we're a number one rated podcast or whatever. We can do that. Now, this is
And
the
that's
first time
all
we've
that
ever
really
done that,
matters.
but we could do that. Yeah.
we could
Yes.
say it.
That's right.
Um,
And you
really
should say it.
quickly, yeah, we should say it. Really quickly, somebody said that I have dainty feet, and so I just want to thank you for that. And
It's true.
when you guys had dinner last night, did you guys talk about us at all, or did we come up? Did you talk about how great we are? Like, hey, I'm doing the boys podcast tomorrow.
Well, we started the dinner off with just going around the table, saying, how grateful we were for you and the two
Yeah.
gentlemen beside you. So that's how we started our dinner.
Yeah, of course.
And how we ended our dinner was just reading excerpts from your book to each other by the fire.
That's fair.
That's
So-
really great.
talking about,
That's really good.
I'll be home for Christmas movies
Yeah.
until now. Anywhere you buy books.
And I know we got to get going, but I do have to ask this. Thanksgiving in Canada is in October,
Yeah.
Tyler. What are
Is
you
it?
doing this week? Like this Thursday? Like, are you doing anything or are you just working?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Something tells me I have something I have to do, but I'm trying to ignore that fact. Although I know Friday there's a movie that I did that's coming out. Tell you
That's
that.
right. Day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and
Yep.
that evening.
That's exactly right. That's
Tyler
exactly
Hynes,
right.
Yeah.
Bethany Joy Lenz.
Guys, are we ready to talk about A Christmas Together with You?
Yeah.
Oh man, what a
Yes.
title!
Oh.
Am I right?
It is just
Incredible.
groundbreaking title. I'm going to do a synopsis, and we're going to take a break, and we're going to break this movie down with 4 segments. Does all that sound good to everybody? in the room?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yes.
I love it.
Right. A Christmas Together with You originally aired on November 20th, 2021, and it went a little something like this. Meet Megan. She owns a cafe and all of her friends are afraid of her. She also is still getting over her ex and has no plans for the holiday. When she's talking to a longtime customer named Frank about a long-lost love that he has, she comes up with a good Christmas activity. We should road trip to find Claire. That's the long-lost love. And he's like, no, I don't like that idea. But then he's like, you know what? I do like that idea, so let's do it. They're going on the road, and they stop at an odd gas station Christmas tree lot combo, and a dog jumps up on her coat. And her owner is like, sorry about that. Here's a wad of money. I'm on the phone. I got to go. That's Niall Mater, everybody. Niall Mater.
No, man.
They go to Claire's house. It's sold. And so they end up going to Pine Grove Lodge for the night to stay. They think that Claire might be in the Pine Grove area based off of some clues that they found that I don't fully understand. When they get there, she sees the dog from the gas station. And she's like, oh, this is crazy. Turns out the dog guy owns the lodge. His name is Steve. Blues Clues. He apologizes for with a room, and she tips him with a wad of cash. It's a cash swap. The lodge is big on Christmas traditions and less on heat, kind of like Tyler's motel. Steve is overwhelmed by all of these Christmas traditions, and so Megan and him wrap presents, and she fills him in on the reason for the trip. And he's like, "Hey, we're going caroling, me and my family, and maybe you should come along." And she's like, "No." They figure out that Claire is in a retirement home, or so they think. She's actually a volunteer. She tells Frank that she's recently widowed, and Frank decides to shoot his shot by asking her out. And she's like, no, and walks off. Megan comes up with an idea. Let's go caroling with Steve's family, and we can make a stop at Claire's house. Frank sings a solo of a song that they listen to together. I've got my love to keep me warm. Claire says, no, you don't. I'm out of here. Thank you. Megan helps Steve with a catering situation, and it's a good thing that she went to some culinary school. Megan tells Steve that I've always wanted to be a chef. I want to open my own restaurant, but that dream is no longer here. With me. My father passed away. It's just been a lot. I can't do this. Megan considers buying a restaurant in town because I guess why not? And talks it over with her business partner, who I guess is like on board and is like, just sell your share of the business. I don't know. We'll see what happens. After talking to Megan, Claire agrees to hear Frank out. Megan then surprises Frank by setting up a romantic dinner at a restaurant where they take his coat. It's fancy. They have a great night catching up, dancing in the street to Silent Night, as you do, and making eyes with one another. But when the conversation gets a bit too real, Claire runs off. Steve then is talking to Megan and is like, hey, come check this out. They go outside and it's a meteor shower. And Megan's like, it's too much for me, these stars and stuff. I got to go. So she rushes off. Everyone's rushing off. It's a big rush party. Megan and Frank leave town. But before they get too far, there's a dog there. In the car. It's a dog. What? So they got to go back. And then we find out that Frank left Claire a letter, and in it is an engagement ring with a letter explaining about how her father disapproved of him and how he wanted to propose, but he couldn't, and that's why he ran off, and this whole thing. So they get back to Pine Grove, and there's a party going on, and he walks in, and Claire is there, and Claire's like, I got your letter. Let's make up for lost time, if you know what I mean. And then Megan and Steve show up, and Steve runs down and is like, you're the best. Let's kiss now. And they kiss, and everybody stares at them, and that, my friends, was a Christmas together with you.
Oh,
Wow.
boy.
It's like watching it for
Sorry,
the first
I enjoyed
time.
We did it.
Beautiful.
We
I have
did
a
it.
question,
Let's
Bram. How do you do that? Are you?
What do you mean? How do
So
I
you
technically do that?
Well, walk me through your process here. As an
He's got a
artist.
button that
Obviously-
plays the song, and then he's got a separate button that just plays the end of the song. And he
Right,
hits
thank
the
you. That
button
was
when he's wrapping
My
up.
Great. My first question's been answered. Now, my second question is, so when you're doing this recap, this write-up, are you doing it while you're watching this movie, or you just have such astute memory that you can watch the whole thing and then just rifle this off?
No.
Well, no, I have to do it in real time, but there are times when the movie I get really into it, and then I lose track of time, and I have to go back and like rewrite it, and those ones are never very.
Sometimes
good.
he misses some points. Did he miss any plot points tonight, Tyler? Or you think you got them all?
I mean, there was a lot going on. Let's be honest here.
That's right. That's true.
What did you say? There was a meteor shower.
Yeah,
it was a meteor shower.
Yeah, there was. Just
I mean,
very quick. So.
It's a quick shower. Hey, let's take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll break this movie down. Does that sound good to everybody? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll be back.
Boy, oh boy, it's finally here.
Yes!
Kringles.
Yes!
Guys, we wait all year long.
Yes!
Racine Danish Kringles in Racine, Wisconsin.
Yes!
The best Kringles known to mankind.
Yes!
Made by hand, iced individually, all the flavors you could think of.
Yeah!
Discounted for 2 weeks only.
Yes!
And it's right now. Calm down,
I
Brand.
get it. It's Kringle time, baby.
It's Kringle
It's Kringle
time.
time,
I
baby.
love it's Kringle time, baby. I love the cinnamon. I love the cheesecake. I love the Bavarian cream.
Oh,
Some
man.
folks like, what do you like over there? You like the gingerbread? You're a big gingerbread boy?
I like the
What do you
apple
get?
cinnamon, man.
Yeah, apple cinnamon. Anything you could possibly want. It's a homemade pastry. You can have it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. And right now you can get those homemade, shipped, freeze packaged to your door in no time, and you're going to get a discount of 10% only for the next 2 weeks, only by going to kringle.com using the promo code Hallmark21. That's Hallmark21, all one word, kringle.com, Hallmark21. They're the best Kringles you're ever going to eat ever. You got that guarantee from us. Hallmark21 at kringle.com. Do yourself a favor, order a boatload.
And do yourself a favor by signing up for Philo. Philo is giving our listeners 25% off the entire holiday season. That's 2 months of Philo, 25% off. All you got to do is go to philo.tv/DTH, unlimited DVR for an entire year. Philo.tv/DTH. Hey! Hey, Tyler, I couldn't help but notice. Is someone going to kill you?
Are you getting murdered?
Looks like someone's behind you who's going to kill you.
What are you doing in my room? Who are you? What? You gonna go? I'll tell you. Just come on in and introduce yourself. Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is my buddy
Hey,
Ryan.
what's up? What's up, Ryan?
Hey, Ryan.
I love Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan.
I mean,
I know. There he is.
Tyler is bundled up in a Motel 6 eating apple slices off a knife. Did we hire a homeless man to
It's a plastic knife.
Tyler Hynes? Like, what is happening right now?
You don't need to hire one to impersonate me.
Let's break this movie down. I think we should start with the hot take, which is where we share exactly how we feel about this movie. Panda, the early reviews from GQ are in.
Yeah.
You have moved down, actually.
man. No.
You're back to 24th.
My CCB.
It didn't work for him.
Wow.
It didn't work for him.
Wow.
You got to impress the children.
All right.
Let's see what you got today, Putty. What do you think about this movie?
I first of all, I want to say for it being a fake publication, I'm actually really hurt.
Yeah.
The amount
For
of
something that doesn't exist and doesn't matter at all, you're taking it tough. I can tell.
It's been really,
Yeah.
it's been really tough. So here's the deal. This movie, isn't the worst we've seen this year.
All right, we got that out of the way.
And now that I've got that out of the way, let me just say it didn't work for me. And here's why. I don't think I bought either relationship. I didn't buy Claire and Frank's relationship. I didn't buy Megan and Steve's relationship. And so there were periods of this movie, unfortunately, when Claire and Frank, and Frank's a good actor, when they're on the screen together, it just drags. And so this movie had potential. There's a road trip element to this.
I mean,
movie
come
that's-
on, right up your alley.
and I normally love that. But unfortunately for me, this movie does not do it, and so it's gonna fall probably on the lower half of the middle.
The
if that
low
makes
side
sense.
of light for you.
Low,
Yeah.
low side of light.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Tyler, what do you think, buddy?
I got, in all honesty, as you guys know, thanks for throwing it to me. I didn't have time to watch this movie. However, that being said, my plan of acting like I did, I'm going to abort. But I'm going to change my tactic to interviewing you guys. So, Panda, explain to me. So obviously you're saying it kind of took you out, you didn't buy the relationship. So
Right.
With more specifics, what is it about that dynamic between those two characters that you didn't buy? Is it the story points, or is it the sort of the banter that they had back and forth? What is it that rang untrue for you?
Yeah, no, there's a couple of things. So Megan and Steve's relationship didn't really work for me because I don't think they had enough time together on screen to really flesh that relationship out. That's the first side.
Okay.
Because what they're also trying to do is they're trying to explore Claire and Frank's relationship, which to be fair is the one we care about. Unfortunately for me, Claire and Frank's relationship is kind of odd, and I'll talk about in the wait what section. To me, it's meant to be this long lost love,
50-year love story,
50-year love story.
Right.
But I'll get into it in my wait what. I don't think it comes off weird, and it comes off not very genuine, unfortunately, to me. And so I think we'll explore a little bit more why, but that to me overall it felt very rushed, oddly. And then I'm still not sure really how they ended. Are they engaged at the end when he hands her the ring and
I think he just puts the ring on her finger, and it doesn't matter because they're in this movie supposed to be 70 years old. But I just think Niall Mater, the leading man in this movie, he is the fourth on the call sheet is probably being nice. Like it doesn't matter. Like that story just doesn't matter. Niall Mater is working with what he has, and he gets so little screen time in this movie. I mean, you as the barista only had a little bit less screen time in Walker's. Like he gets, what do you think he gets? 30 minutes screen time, maybe 25?
But Dan, you could feel the tension between me and Andrew, couldn't you? In that
for sure.
It was palpable.
Yeah, palpable. There's sparks.
Yeah, there's a lot of
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of backstory there.
It reminds me of that scene at the coffee shop in Heat, Michael Mann's Heat. What's what you guys had there?
Very close. Very close.
Yeah.
How many takes did that take you to get that just right?
Too many, I mean, I gotta say.
Please tell me it was one. Please tell me it was one.
Well, I had to leave because so the backstory on that whole thing is I went to Andrews on my one day off. That day was also the day of the premiere of Roadhouse Romance. So I had to premiere that thing so that I could tweet with all the lovely peoples. When I showed up, it was the same set as Roadhouse Romance and the exact same crew as Roadhouse Romance. So I thought I took a time machine back to that experience.
Wow.
So that was strange. And then we tried to shoot me out quick, but when I was doing that scene, there was another background actor there with me, this Russian gentleman, very nice man. Maybe I should shout him out. He was working very hard, and he asked me, while I was sort of secretly filming Andrew after I walked off camera, I was filming, and he asked me to film sort of his performance behind the scenes. So I did. I got great footage of the gentleman, and he killed it. At the end of our day, he came up to me, and he's like, you're pretty good. I think one day, I think you might be able to be him. And he pointed to Andrew, and I was like, that really means a lot. That really means a lot.
Did he not? He didn't know.
He didn't know. He didn't know.
He didn't know.
No. I mean, no one should. But it's hard. It's a hard job to come in and say one line. It's a hard job to make yourself busy in the background. And so I got to say, this is not something I've recently become aware of, but it was reminded to me in that day. It's a difficult thing to come in with a smaller role and still try to do something that you would be proud of. So I'm sure Niall had his challenges making that movie. It was Niall, right? Who's the actor?
Yeah, Niall.
Can you guys Can you break down the names of the characters for me? Niall plays the handsome guy. And
so Niall plays
Claire,
Steve. Niall plays Steve, and Steve is into to Megan.
Yes,
Megan is younger. Megan is younger, Steve's age, and Megan is hanging out with Frank, who's an older gentleman. And Frank has had a long lost love with Claire.
Got it. Claire, Frank, Steve, Megan. Got it. Sorry.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
I digress.
Before I do my hot take really quickly, are we still taking off articles of clothes, or are we done with that?
I think we're done with that.
No. Let's keep this going. No. If it's only me and you, Brent, I'm here with you, buddy. What do you got next? Let's lose the socks. Socks off, pal.
What is happening right now?
Yeah, go.
What are you doing?
I don't know, but it got really quiet. It got really quiet in here. Panda, you gotta
What are
throw
you
the-
doing?
Yeah. Are
you
going
gonna do
shirts? Okay. All right, we go shirts now. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Yeah. He went there.
Wow.
I'm going there. Now, hold on, I caught my headphones.
I mean,
Where are they?
you got to match it teeth for teeth, though, right?
Okay. Look, guys, I had a lot of clothing, okay? I was driving to the desert for 6 hours today. It was cold. A lot of articles.
Man.
I lost it.
How many shirts do you have on?
Too many. I didn't come prepared on this trip to Los Angeles, California. So now
I
just
gotta
wear
be honest,
14
man.
shirts and 3 jackets.
I don't know what's happening here.
Let me share
But
my hot take.
Our YouTube is going to crush this week.
Ooh, this
Brand,
is an appropriate subject while he's looking hot
Yeah.
with his shirt off. I like
that's right.
let's
Brand
share-
took his shirt off,
Yeah.
and now Tyler has to, from what I understand.
Let's share my hot take. I like this movie quite a bit. Here's what I think that Hallmark is trying to figure out is how do we get these different types of stories that we're telling with different storylines from different characters. In this case, the storyline of Frank and Megan is on a road trip trying to find his love. That's a really, really great story and a really fun relationship between this older gentleman and this younger gal. And that to me is the exciting.
Brent, sorry to interrupt. Dan, can you do me a favor and just look him in the eyes while he's speaking?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying. I can't.
Thanks, Ty.
I
Thanks,
can't, Tyler. I just can't.
No,
This
look straight into his eyes.
All right,
Look
I'm
into
doing
those
the best I can here, man.
beautiful waterfalls.
I don't have the acting
Carry on,
chops that
Brent,
you
sorry.
have.
So
There we
I
go.
think
There we
like
go.
that's the storyline. We didn't need Steve, you know,
Didn't need
and
him.
like I Claire, obviously we needed Claire because that's the crux of the road trip. But Steve is just unnecessary. And so if we take up the Steve and Megan relationship and maybe make the road trip a little longer and then spend some more time with Claire, like that, I think makes this movie from really good in my eyes, because I really did enjoy this movie, to a great movie. The road trip, the two of them together, crushing it. I loved it. And then once, they get to the lodge and Steve is there, all of that doesn't quite gel quite as much. I really love where Hallmark's going. I love the stories that they're trying to tell. I don't know if we need those two to know each other and to kiss at the end of this movie. I know it's Hallmark. I know the two good-looking people are going to kiss at the end. I just don't know if we need to. Let's just get past it. Let's tell let's tell the stories that are engaging to tell, and not just move to good-looking guy and good-looking girl will kiss at the end of this movie because we have to. We don't need it. We don't need Steve. As much as I love Niall, and Niall did a fine job doing what he was doing, we don't need that.
Yeah, it takes time.
Are
away.
you not going to match me? What are we doing?
We went article of clothing for. Come on.
Wow, this guy. He's doing it, man. Look at this guy. Oh, he's got another layer.
This is exhausting.
I think Tyler might actually be homeless. Are you wearing all of your clothes on your body right now? Is that everything you
Let
own?
me take you on a quick tour. Welcome to MTV Cribs. Here is my living room and bedroom, and that's my door. That's the end of our episode.
Wow,
That's all I got.
what a crib. What a crib. Man.
His clothing situation is the Russian nesting doll of Tyler Hynes. Like,
Do
this
you
is what
have
I
on something
imagine-
else besides this?
Like a smaller, more inconspicuous white beard.
Dude, if he's got another layer after this one, I'm going to lose it.
Dan, what's your hot take?
Carry
pal?
on.
This
Carry
movie,
on.
this movie is a mess. It's an absolute mess of a movie. You have Harry Lennox in this movie. Harry Lennox is a seasoned veteran character actor. He has been in Spike Lee movies. He's been in Wachowski movies. He's been in DC Universe movies. This guy's a character actor of character actors. He's amazing at what he does.
Amen.
And somehow you just don't give him any sort of like richness in this character to dive into. This guy's chasing a long lost love of 50 years, and we're saddled with some dumb hotel storyline and a weird response from the girl that he chases. And it also makes their former marriages moot, like in the process. It doesn't work. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate you hiring Harry Lennox. That's a huge deal. We've had a lot of these. Christopher Lloyd has been around. Harry Lennox is only like 57 years old, so not Christopher Lloyd. But we're getting a lot like Joe Pantoliano. They're hiring these great character actors, and sometimes they really let them sink their teeth in, like with Terry O'Quinn in Christmas Sale. He crushed it. Harry Lennox gets the opportunity of screen time, but unfortunately the story just doesn't back him up. It's a mess. It's a balancing act where they're trying to get the Niall Mater storyline to matter, and instead of it working for both, the whole thing falls apart under the weight of what they're trying to do. This movie isn't actively bad. It's unfortunately bad. Yeah. I appreciate the effort. It just is unfortunately bad. It doesn't work, and that is even with the presence of Harry Lennox. Sorry, it is an absolute no-go for me. Sorry. It's almost like it was a situation where Brand took his shirt off thinking that would make Tyler take his off, and then it's just you hanging out shirtless.
No. In his defense, it did work. It worked enough. Look at the comments to the right, Daniel.
That's true, and that's all you want.
Getting ratings right now.
I don't think I'm the one getting ratings, pal. I don't think everyone wants this from me.
People have been clamoring for.
People have been asking for shirtless Brand.
They
want me to interview Tyler. They want you to take your shirt off.
That's right. Tyler, before we get to all the feels, is I know you're not going to answer this, but is Andrew going to show up, do a little cameo in your movie coming up on Friday night?
He can't tell that.
Funny you should mention Andrew. Andrew, come on out. It's not Andrew. It's very good.
Andrew, dude,
that would be
I'm just telling you right now, if 3 of you were sharing that hotel room, I was about to write you a personal check, Tyler. I was going to write you a personal check.
Look how
Holy
heinous
cow.
this thing is. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Show me that shower.
You are going to be killed there.
This is not okay.
Is that a corner shower?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Good gracious.
A spacious corner shower.
Yeah,
that is nice though.
Beautiful.
You know what?
Light.
There's a skyline
Wow,
up
this
there.
is an interesting place for a shower head. Look at that.
Wow.
Someone
This
went
is a
all out
converted
inside this
hospital.
place.
It's a converted hospital.
This is actually the Ritz Carlton
something.
in Canada.
This is
why I made the joke.
Hey, in all due seriousness, I love places like this. Personally, I adore places like this. I just spent a half an hour talking to a lovely lady named Tammy, who will be working the night shift. She's not very fond of her husband, but she plans to move to Texas because there's a gentleman out there who likes her very much. And
Wow.
this is our lovely neighborhood. There's my vehicle. Hopefully, it will not get stolen tonight. And this is where we are. This is where we are,
Man.
guys. This is where we're at.
We have done some shows.
This is
up there.
This is one for the
You
ages.
should be listening and watching this episode.
Hey, I'm cheering Tammy on. You go
Come on, Tammy.
Go,
for
Tammy.
it.
You go, Tammy.
Tammy Philo
You go,
or Tammy?
No, Tammy was a sweetheart.
Tammy M's.
These are the kinds of when we rolled up, me and Rai, we had a bunch of kids that were staying here who were impressed with the loudness of our motorcycles, and it's these kinds of places that I love. And so, in all defense of this beautiful hotel, I think this is the real heart of America places. Personally, sorry, carry on.
That's true.
To the executive at Hallmark that's watching this right now, I mean, come on.
What else could you possibly?
I don't know what you.
Come on.
I mean, give the man a role. He's clear. Look at
A raise?
that's leading man material. Come on, it's leading man material
Come
right
on,
there.
baby.
If this is not as good as it gets, I don't know what is.
Let's get to all the feels because I know you have them. What in this movie gave us feels, Panda?
The scene that wasn't terrible for me was when she gets the final note that said, "Hey," and he clears up the situation that said, "Hey, your dad was the one who actually kind of forced me out, and here's the little ring at the very end."
Yeah.
That was a sweet enough scene.
This is Green Lantern's ring. She got there.
And she says, I didn't care about the diamond. All I needed was you. She says that when they finally meet up and they dance at the end. That was very sweet. I like that.
Yeah, that was really nice. Listen, the feels for me is just the early on road trip. The two of them together in the car trying to find Claire. That all worked for me. It gave me feels. I loved the older guy and the younger girl, this fun relationship that they had, like kind of like a mentor mentee type of thing. I loved that. I thought it worked really great.
Fun.
That was a great relationship. Dan?
Yeah, they show up to Carol at Claire's house, and Harry Lennox is standing in the back like he's the Wicker Man, like he's about to like murder somebody. And then he breaks out into a solo of their song and starts coming forward and singing, and it's wonderful. And it actually would be the grand romantic gesture of the season had she not just cut him off at the pass and said, "Yeah, I'm going back inside." I thought Harry Lennox crushed that scene. I thought it was really, really good.
Let's take one more quick break. Tyler, if you are not matching me by the end of this break, by the time we come back, I am putting my shirt back on.
Please, dear
Because
Lord.
at this point, it just is uncomfortable for everybody involved.
It's messing with the color correction
Hold
on the camera.
No. First of all, your body looks as good as Andrew Walker's face is. Let's just say
Wow.
that. Okay.
Wow.
Secondly, let's just get to a place where we can comfortably accept ourselves and move to the end of this interview, both topless, without acknowledging it, without making it a thing. Let's just let it be there.
Okay, fine. This is all I'm going to say. I will commit to the bit. I will commit to the bit, Tyler. I just need anything from you to let me know.
I think
Dude,
what he's
just
saying
trust
is
him.
by
Just
the
trust
end
him.
of the
All right,
episode,
fine. I'm going to go to a break.
Tyler's a man of his word. By the end of the
Just
episode,
trust him.
that's right. Oh
Okay,
my God.
okay.
What is
Just trust the man.
What is happening right now?
I wouldn't take your shoes
Good
off, man. I wouldn't
gravy.
take your shoes off. But
No,
no,
the bed bugs. I mean, I don't even.
Guys, let's talk about Noom. You guys know about Noom? You guys know about Noom?
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
When are you starting?
Do you have a tighter camera? Can you go into a close-up? What's the zoom on that thing?
Let's go full boy here. Let's go.
There we go. There it is. That's
When
what
it comes to losing weight, there's a lot of when it comes to losing weight, there's a lot of pressure out there to label foods as good or bad. But that just creates unnecessary dilemmas. Noom is here to change the way that we see food with a psychology-based approach that looks at what you eat, but also how you eat. Instead of making you feel guilt or regret, Noom empowers you to keep going.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, not everyone's as comfortable as me. It's taken time.
Not even
Noom-
everybody's as beautiful as you, Bran.
That's right, buddy. Thank you. Listen, it's tough. We think of foods as good or bad, and Noom has helped us figure out how we can kind of deal with food in a healthy way, both when it comes to food, but also with our mind and the way in which we think about food. Noom Weight cognitive behavioral approach helps you better understand your relationship with food, how you can be mindful of your habits, and give you the knowledge and support you need for a long-lasting change. And here's the thing, you can start building better habits for a healthier long-term result by going to Noom.com/deck to sign up for your trial. That is Noom.com/deck, NOOM.com/deck to start your trial.
I got to be honest. It is 100% my favorite moment on this podcast. What are the odds that it was a Noom ad?
That is unbelievable.
You can't make that up.
Could have been anything.
You nailed it,
Could have been
man.
anything. Hey guys,
Could have been
let's talk about the wait whats of this movie, where we stopped while we were watching this and we said wait what. Panda, I'll start with you. What are you waiting and what are you whatting?
I'm still caught off guard. I understand a little bit here. The dog jumps on her coat, makes a muddy paw print on her coat, and he is very rude in throwing her what seems to be several $100. I understand.
It's a wad.
It's a wad
It's a wad
of
of
20s.
cash.
And then she, in almost a sort of disdain, when she comes back to his hotel, she throws the money back at him, and he says, "All right, I get it. I understand." Now, maybe it's just where I'm at in my stage of life, but if somebody had a dog that accidentally jumped on me and ruined some of my clothing, and then threw several $100s at me, I'm not mad at you. Even if you are on the phone and you don't give me the time of day, you can be rude to me. I will gladly take your money.
It was a stack of 20s.
A stack of 20s, guys.
Like, I mean, come on. It wasn't like he threw her a 20 like she was like Tyler in this motel right here. Like it was like a full it's a full stack, man.
I get it. Yeah. There's a lot of green bean casserole talk.
A lot of green casserole talk.
Do you like a green bean casserole, Tyler?
Do I like? Sorry, I'm distracted. Somebody just called me out. They said, "Panda, could you please quiet down? I'm having a hard time hearing Tyler open his food packaging." And I felt put that thing down quick.
That's a Brian Harold if I've ever heard.
Oh boy, that's gold.
Do you like a green bean casserole?
No, that sounds awful. A green
Yes.
bean casserole? What is that?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's really bad.
It's not.
Green
That's,
delicious mixed
that's a-
with what? Beef?
Just like
It's
just,
cream
no.
of mushroom soup, and then with
Fried onions on
fried
the top.
onions on the top.
I hardly can say it without
Sounds
throwing
like a
up.
nightmare.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that sounds like a
It's
bad
terrible.
idea.
It was delicious, and but the other to go along with this, they only make one tray for probably about, I don't know, what, 50, 100 people.
It's a real
there?
loaves and fishes situation. Or hear me out, green bean casserole sucks, and only like 3 people are going to eat any of it.
Now that's just me.
Yeah.
My mom makes a delicious green bean casserole.
Oh, you're defending
And
this because it's a mom thing. I
I'm
got
looking
you.
forward to Thursday dinner. I'm just
There
letting
it
you know, it's delicious. My final thing is, he says, and this is, I think, the line that made it, to go back to Tyler's question to me, the biggest line that made me go, just really took me out of the relationship between Claire and Frank. He says his biggest regret is that he didn't ignore her dad all those years ago, and that he had pushed on to try to marry her.
Yeah.
Now, I want to point out, he had, by all accounts, a 30-year marriage to a woman named Helen that was delightful and wonderful, and he said she was the love of his life. And that is just that's really something to say that I regret.
I regret my marriage.
I regret my marriage. I mean, that is just essentially what it boils down to, right? Like, that's essentially what he's saying.
My biggest regret in life is that I ended up getting married
To somebody else who I had a wonderful marriage
30
with,
years, I believe.
instead of marrying you.
Yeah.
I just, that is
Real bad.
It just that's what it amounts to, and that for me took me out of the
I mean,
relationship.
I guess you could. I mean, I agree with everything you said, but for those who would be like detractors there,
sure.
you could both regret it and still it could be a both and. It feels petty to say that.
It feels like I just don't know a world where I would be able to say it in those terms. I feel like I would sit there and I would say, you know what, I regret the way I handled it.
He probably has a box of hotties.
Yeah,
a box of hotties, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tyler, what's your biggest regret, buddy?
He's on mute.
Sorry, I was muting myself because I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
What are you eating? The
Sorry for
loudest food of all time. What is that?
Look. If it's the whiskey or the nudity, but I'm in this podcast, and I'm also reading all these comments in the side that are hilarious. Somebody just had to get out of their bag.
We are breaking
because their
glass
husband
ceilings
away.
one after another here this evening.
Yeah. we're all
What's
over
your
the place.
biggest regret? What's your biggest regret, Tyler?
My biggest regret is not having you take your pants off so far in this podcast. That's my biggest regret. Daniel, will you make this happen already?
The third love commercial is actually coming next.
Do you have any more, buddy?
Yeah, is the third commercial like a commercial? What is it?
Yeah, just wait, man. Just wait.
MeUndies.
MeUndies. Panda, was that it for you?
Yeah, that's it.
They show up at Claire's, what they think is Claire's house. It's got a for sale sign outside. And my guy, Frank, goes immediately to peeking through the windows. Now, they don't know for sure that Claire's gone, but my guy goes straight to peeking through the windows.
It's a bad look.
It's a bold move, is all I'm going to say. So when they get to the Pine Grove Lodge, they go to sign the guest book, and he notices Claire's name is written there with a little note about how much she loved to stay. And Megan has an idea. I'm going to compare the handwriting from the note to the thing, and yeah, I guess it looks the same because it's cursive. It's just like, yep, she writes in cursive, so
yeah, it's cursive.
Must be the same one, huh?
Nobody does that anymore.
No, nobody does it. Only one person would write in cursive in a term. That's all that I got.
I've got several, but we've got to start with, how did the dog get in the car at the end of this movie?
I have no clue.
They're leaving. They've decided to leave, both with unrequited love, and this dog pops his head up from the back seat like, hey, what are you guys doing? How did the dog get in the car without them knowing? Did they decide to leave the doors of the car open and just walk back inside and be like, well, no, it's not like a dog's going to walk in here. It doesn't make any sense. That's not my only dog. Wait, what? The first time that they do when they do the meet cute, Niall's dog puts his paw on her and it makes a spot there on the coat, right? But he does this as he's proceeding to take his pet animal into a gas station, which you cannot do. The only reason this happens is Niall is just walking his pet dog into a service station. You're not allowed to do that. Not in America, anyway. Like,
maybe it's a service dog.
It is not. It doesn't have one of those things on.
Doesn't have
a service dog.
Just a
and
standard
then
dog.
This like mud print is on her coat, and she tries to wipe it off, and it does not go anywhere. And then when they arrive at the hotel, she walks in, and there is no more spot on her coat. It's gone. It's gone. That is just, I don't even know what we're trying to do if we cannot get the continuity.
She has
there.
2 coats.
Straight. Yeah. Let's see. Paw print, got it. This one's tough. This one's real tough. He finds out where Claire is. 50 years. He remembers her favorite flower. He goes in, and this is apparently an old folks home, and Claire works, like volunteers there and helps out. But they tell him, say, Claire's down the hall. So he goes down the hall, and there's a woman in a wheelchair. And it's pretty clear that she's, on tough times, not many visitors. He goes up to her, he says, Claire, and he hands her this bouquet of flowers. She says nothing. Claire then walks in. And at this point, he does not come clean about the fact that he does not know this woman. She says, do you know her? And he goes, yes, I do. He pretends to be a friend of this poor woman and holds that bit up. I don't know how you can be meaner to a poor woman who lives in a home, who doesn't get guests, than to act like you're a friend of hers because you don't want to admit you're in love with the other woman in the room.
At least he didn't take the flowers back.
But it's like, yeah, she's like, what are you doing here? Do you know Miss such and such? And he's like, yeah, I do. I know her. I definitely know her.
That was weird.
It's tough, man. That's a hard scene to watch. I don't know how, I can't, I just can't.
Were they trying to do the meet cute there? And it just didn't work?
It was not a meet cute. It was a meet cringe is what it was.
That's good. That's good.
I'm here to help.
Hey, you guys write that down. That's
right.
good.
Mm-hmm. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's good. You gotta get that on a shirt, man.
Meat cringe, am I right?
Meat cute, more like meat cringe. Hey guys, let's get to what the Hallmark. Are you done with your snack, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm taking a break. I'm a little tired, to be quite honest. As you can see, I'm putting my feet up and I'm just watching. So I'm gathering from listening to you gentlemen that you're not so fond of this movie.
It's a bad movie.
I said I really liked it. I've been very high on it.
Yeah, it's fine.
So Panda's out. Dan's definitely out. But you're still in, Brent.
I'm in. I think my only note was just that the relationship between Megan and Steve just isn't necessary. Like I like what Hallmark's doing with these storylines. I just want them to
They
just
still
commit
feel
to
as
it.
though they have to have the standard.
I want Hallmark as this. I mean, look, I want to give you permission to just tell the story that matters in this, and not feel like you have to introduce a guy named Steve. That's all I'm saying. It's time for what the Hallmark Inspired Show.
Do they do that?
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No. I don't want to interrupt. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine, Tyler. I see that hand. You know, no. Hey, no. No.
I wanted to ask. Has that the characters that you're referring to that you wish you just had them commit to? This is a character. These are older characters. Am I correct?
That's right. Yes.
Okay. Has Hallmark done movies where they just allow the storyline, the A storyline, to be people who are above a certain age? Does that exist?
No, but I think you could argue that this movie, the A storyline, is the older folks. There's no way you could argue that Niall Mater's storyline is the A one.
I think the A storyline
is good enough to not need the B storyline.
No, I think the A storyline is Megan,
the road trip,
and Frank. That's the A storyline.
Yeah.
That is a mentor mentee A story.
The B is Frank and Claire.
The B is Frank and Claire,
and we don't need
the C. Is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go with this road trip with an unconventional, pairing, then commit to the unconventional pairing. We don't.
They
need
can't
the
do
C.
it. They have to have two, a guy and a girl in between 35 and 45 falling in love. They have to have it. There's no way around it. And they didn't need it in this movie. 100% didn't need it.
Okay.
Let's get to what the Hallmark. Part of the show, we wonder what could have happened. Maybe happen. Give some clear questions that we still have. Panda, what are you wondering about in this one?
So I want to know more about the relationship that Megan walks away from, that she's involved with. It sounds like this guy was not a great guy, but one of the things that she mentioned as a sticking point for her was that her boyfriend, she said, just bought a ring and proposed to her. He bought a ring from a catalog. And I just want to know, is that I'm not necessarily skilled with the ring picking. I know I went to a jewelry store to pick out my wife's engagement ring, but is it wrong to buy a ring from a catalog, even if it's a nice ring?
I don't know, buddy.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I just want to know more about the relationship.
Wish I could help.
Yeah, I got nothing for you. That's really good though.
Man,
I had one, but it wasn't very good, and so someone brought this up, that the dog is an angel. And I want to run that down a little bit. I really like that whoever threw out that idea that the dog is an angel. The dog is the reason why they met in the first place. The dog at the end of the movie, when the dog realizes that they're gonna get apart, poofs his way back, get apart, poofs his way into the car. That dog might be an angel.
How did he poof? So he disappeared and reappeared in the car. You can do that.
If you're an angel,
angels can teleport.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I think so.
Yeah, that's fair. I like it.
Best I can figure.
Doggy angel.
Done and done.
Doggy angel.
Yeah.
Dongle. No.
Doggle. Yeah, better by a little bit, maybe.
A dangel?
Yeah,
a dangel. That sounds like
the angel's his middle name.
Yeah.
Angel's my middle name. You're welcome.
Sorry, that's it. That's all we got. Well, no. My what the Hallmark is why did it need to be why did it need to be a 50-year? Harry Lennox is, at the filming of this movie, I believe 56 years old. He is supposed to pass for an almost 70-year-old in this movie. And it's absurd to think that guy is almost 70 years old, because they make it to where this thing happened in 1971 when he was 18 years old. And for the life of me, why not just make it 1981? Like, why not just make this a 40-year-long, love story or whatever? I don't know why they did that. It took me, I know that you were like, it doesn't matter. For me, it took me out of it to where Harry Lennox, without any old man makeup at all, is supposed to look like he's almost 70, and the guy looks like he could still pass for under 50. Yep. Like he looks great, and it's weird to me to make him 12 years older than he is for the sake of it being a 50-year love story, and I did not understand that at all. I just thought it was a poor story choice by them.
Yeah, that's fair. We did it, everybody. Congratulations.
Yep.
Tyler. This is the first time we've had this happen, where the guest just doesn't watch the movie and then chooses not to commit to the bit. And I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I thought you did good.
I thought you did a great job, pal.
In my defense, I did get undressed. So I mean, I think we all win here.
Kind of.
You know.
I mean, in comparison, you look like you're fully covered. But I mean, I got a question for you. This is what I want to end the episode I want to end the episode this way. Unexpected Christmas airing this Friday.
Yes,
pitch it to somebody like Dan who doesn't like the movies, who wouldn't normally watch a movie.
Pitch
but
it to
you know
me,
what,
Tyler.
They might be watching this one. It's the day after Thanksgiving. It's finally time to start watching Christmas movies. Let me see what's on Hallmark. Unexpected Christmas. What's this? Should I watch it? How do you pitch that person?
It's a movie written by Paul Campbell, starring Bethany Joy Lenz, and there's a whole lot of Christmas. I think that's all you need, no?
Who are you? Let me ask you this: who were you trying to channel? Like, what frame of mind were you in for your character? Like, what stuff were you watching? Like, when you read it on the page, you were trying to wrinkle that page, Tyler, as you do so well. Like, who was the character in your head that you were like, this is kind of my MO for this guy?
Well, here I wrote this down the other day when someone asked me something, and I thought of it afterwards. So this is a movie about a man who doesn't believe in himself and a woman who has the strength of character to become that she knows that he is. Beautiful about this movie.
Okay.
What I liked about it is that this gentleman is not who's on his heels throughout the entire movie, and his family is wanting the best for him, and everybody's kind of hoping that he gets his act together. But what I liked about it was that he wasn't, he didn't have it all together. He certainly was making mistakes, and I thought it would be interesting to have a character do that for the entire movie, and perhaps at the very, very end, when you've had enough, perhaps that concludes in a nice way. So I like that. And who I was channeling, I think, I could hear Paul's voice a lot in it. I didn't even really met Paul, but I could hear his voice a lot in this character. I think he probably would have played the character very well. I'm sure better than I did, but there was a distinct voice that was his, and so I tried to take that voice and take what I thought was nice about the story as I just described, and try to do it just as best I can. But I don't know that I was watching anybody. I was watching Anthony Bourdain, that documentary about Bourdain a little bit. And there was something in I forget what it was that tickled me about his documentary, but there's something in that documentary that I think I took a little bit into the movie. I don't know that you'll see that because it's definitely a far shot, but
so
that crossed my mind.
This is a character, Tyler, that you're like, for all intents and purposes, seems like he should have it together, but like he would wind up in like a Motel 6 or something. You'd say
drinking whiskey and eating terrible apples and pistachios.
I think that
this is my. I got to be honest, Tyler. This is my new favorite episode of our podcast.
I'm
just letting you know right now, it's my new favorite episode. That
when the big shots over there at Crown Media dream up when they dream up the ideal Tyler Hynes press tour. It ends with Brand being shirtless, Tyler drinking whiskey and eating apples with a knife.
Brand, take your socks off. See if Tyler's got a match at that point.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we just got to call it quits. I think we got to call it quits. We got to watch an Unexpected Christmas.
This is where he draws the line, is the socks. The socks.
People keep calling my feet dainty, and I don't need to give them more fuel. Tyler, we can't wait for Friday. It's going to be so good, man. I genuinely, I just can't wait for it. I'm so excited for it. Love you, dude.
You're the best,
always
man.
The best.
Oh,
and until next time, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.